This is a VW ID Buzz, and whether you're tired of your Tesla, you're tired of your husband, you're tired of your wife, you're tired of your Honda, whatever, I think this could potentially serve a purpose in your life. This has been a very fun car to have for the week. We're going to start with the exterior. Now, someone pointed out something kind of funny to me today. They were like, I like it, but I like it with the two-tone better. And I didn't even think about that, this just being a silver car. The two-tone ID Buzzes look really cool. This thing is also massive. You could almost park the previous version inside of it. It's so big. So it is a van, and it does have this window right here, which opens up. So you tap that, it opens up, and then you're able to walk in to this massive interior. On the inside, Harman Kardon sound system. This one does not have the electrochromatic glass. That's a really cool feature on the top end model. They start at $60,000. They top out at $70,000. Really nice materials through all of them. But the thing is dealerships are actually having trouble moving these things. So there's actually really good incentives out there right now, which is why I wanted to make a solo video on this, because I think it's worthwhile. So in the back of the vehicle here, you have storage here, you have storage here, you have captain's chairs, you got your armrest, and it's a 6-seater. So you can sit 2, 2, 2. I thought there were 3 in the back, but it's only 2. USB-C charging across the entire vehicle. You even have a center console here that if you want to lift that out, you can bring it all the way into the back. I think you can do this. Okay, you can't do that. You cannot do that. This only goes in the front portion here, but it is removable. And then when it's removed, you can just walk into the front of the car here. And now we're up front. It's like, oh, honey, can you drive? Yeah, sure. You walk to the back and you get in here. Now, I do not recommend you do that while the car is moving. First of all, because it's not safe, but also because this thing's really fidgety at low speeds. For example, if you move the car with your seatbelt off, the guy who dropped the car off was telling me this. He's like, if you move it, 10 feet and your seatbelt isn't on, the car will hit the brakes and shut down and jerk you. So I was backing into my driveway and the car skidded to a stop, and I was like, I had my seatbelt on and everything. So it's just really fidgety at low speeds. Another downside of the vehicle is this being a brand new car, and it's an electric vehicle, 238 miles of range. You would think that all the bugs and things would be worked out, but things like the windows, see, this is what I mean. I'm sitting in the driver's seat, auxiliary power is on, key is in my pocket. There's just some weird features about this, okay? So keys in my pocket, it's right here. The windows don't go down until I press the start button, and then I can put the windows down. So it's weird features like that don't make sense. And then that we were having trouble getting the windows up. Now, those windows I don't have issues with. It's the cool one that's in the back. So you have buttons here where you can press and open and close the doors. So we're going to close it. And then also down here is the cup holders as well. So it's you have all these cool features, and then you have these cup holders from the Town & Country minivan. But let me show you this rear window issue. And I've tested 2 separate ID Buzzes and had the same issue. So that window is really cool, the way it pops out like this, okay? Right? I think we can all agree that this is a nice feature. Yes, sir. Well, yes, it's an ice cream truck. Come on inside. So we're going to close it now. So I'm going to just do the automatic version. Just pull it down, okay? And it worked, okay? I take it back what I was about to say. So anyways, I was having issues earlier where when I went to close this window, so I'll hold it down. Well, it's not doing it anymore, to their credit. This wasn't closing before, and it was happening in another ID Buzz. Now, maybe that's something that as the car breaks in, it's the break-in period on EVs, if the windows work or not. All right, I take it back. It's working perfectly now, and it wasn't working before, so that is good. Another thing to show you here is it's also very nice to, when I have to go to the front of the car, I can just walk there. We have Eco Mode. So in Eco Mode, we're currently at 42% battery. It shows 99 miles of range. You have Comfort Mode, 98 miles of range. Sport Mode, 97 miles of range. Traction Mode, 98 miles of range. And then you can set up a custom mode. You can set up how aggressive you want the throttle to be, how you want the steering weight and the suspension to be. I was shocked that this had a valved suspension. It stiffens up when you put it into sport mode. I did a 0 to 60 run, It did it in 5.6 seconds. This massive van did it in 5.6 seconds. The other thing you may be wondering about is the front of the vehicle. Does it open up for storage? It does not. The front is sealed off for servicing the vehicle. The trunk, pretty small space, and it has some shelves back there. But overall, if you're just doing 4 people, there's a ton of space in the ID Buzz. And I've just truly enjoyed driving it. This turns a lot of heads. Suspension is good. The noise in the cabin is very good. The seats are comfortable. These seats get the ID right there, so that's really nice. Perforated leather. It's a quality material here. I just can't say enough about how well it's all put together. Now, 238 miles of range and not great charging speeds. Kind of a problem. I wouldn't recommend it for road trips, but for around town, you're going to love this thing because big vehicles like this are generally pigs because they don't perform. You go to merge on the highway, it's like, this just goes. I mean, no one at any stoplight is ready for what you're about to do to them. Before we get too far, we have to thank today's video sponsor, Drift, which is a company that creates natural scents for both your car and your home. Drift's scents will never contain parabens, phthalates, formaldehyde, mineral oil. You get it, bad stuff that other companies have in their scents. Drift also has you covered in your home with their home scent diffuser, which lasts up to 30 days and comes in these various scents. What's cool about Drift is that you can get it as a subscription. First, you receive a starter kit with the scent, and then you can just get monthly refills. Choose between wood, stone, and metal air fresheners for your car, whichever fits your style. Or get these unique scents for your home. With code 55Gjeebs, you can save 55% off of your first month at drift.co. Or if you are watching on your TV, just scan the QR code and the discount code will automatically be applied on the site. Drift, thank you for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about the 2 displays here. This display is beautiful. It's really nice, very high resolution, pretty good response times in it. I don't really have a ton of complaints with it. You know, you can go to your massaging seats and all that type of stuff. So it's a nice screen. One downside is, you know, if you want to change the volume, it's this right here. And that's just, no one likes that. Nobody, not even the person that made this technology, they didn't even like it. The other thing is this screen is just kind of, seems like it's just tacked on here. It's like an Amazon accessory. So that's kind of weird. With that said, it gives you your battery percentage and how fast you're going. And a lot of people like that. A lot of people, when they get in a Tesla Model 3 or Y, they're like, I want my speed right here. So they delivered that in this vehicle. The other thing I don't like is the steering wheel. The material on the wheel, the leather, very nice, just like any other VW. Kind of a flat bottom here, which is nice. But these haptic feedbacks on these controls here are just terrible. Because a button, I don't know why we ever had to go away from buttons on the steering wheel, but the way that these are, because you still have to tap them, it's just a really, it's just not a good experience for the driver. It's also funny, it says pause and play down here on the brake and gas pedal, so that's kind of funny. And then you have storage here, storage all over the vehicle. We'll go to the rear of the car, and it's just a shelf. Look, huge. 4Motion all-wheel drive. And then in the back here, we have one of the seats folded down. You have a 12-volt outlet here. And then you have this, which has a little Les Jofos hydraulic on it. So you have the hydraulic, and then you've got your VW shelving here from IKEA. That's what it looks like. So just kind of, not a ton of space here. Some, but really it's when you fold the seats down, that's when you're going to get a huge amount of space. Now, these seats don't have stow and go technology. To those of you Chrysler Town and Country enthusiasts, these don't go down any further. This is just what they are. It is a lot of space, and even those seats up there can fold down further. So there's a sliding mechanism. So you have that. So that can go all the way up, giving you more space back here. And then that folds like that by pulling the red string. So that's kind of the capabilities of moving these seats around. So yes, it's a lot of space, but yeah, if you were to get like, what were those Chevy Safaris or whatever they were called? A lot more space in those, but this is just, like I've said, if you're going to get an EV, you have to give the customer a reason to buy them over a gas car. This is quick. It has a lot of space in it, and it has some cool luxury features for not a terrible price. I mean, maxing out at 70, starting at 60 for something this unique, not a ton of range, but I just really like the experience of it, the suspension, the driving capabilities. It's all really good. So now that we've covered the basics of this, let's hop in and take it for a drive. All right, so to put it in gear, foot on the brake, and then you twist this forward. Now, if you tap it again, you will see it moves over to B mode here. So B mode is brake mode, and when you let off of the throttle, it slows down, the regenerative braking kicks in. And then in D mode, it's like driving a normal car, it just glides along. So I don't know, both modes are good. I can't say that I prefer one mode, D or B, over the other. The car drives really nicely in both ways. Steering wheel feels really nice in your hands. And it's kind of funny sitting in a car with a windshield like this. You just feel like you're driving a bus. I feel like we're buzzing up here, folks. It just has an interesting feel to it, but you get used to it very quickly. The suspension's really well done. It goes great over really any surface you're on. And then, like I said earlier, the thing absolutely rips. I mean, the thing just rips. And it's not too fast. It's the perfect amount of speed. 5.6 seconds to 60 for a car this size feels ridiculous. And I love it. So I really like how they tuned all of that. The sound system is good. I would say everything about this vehicle is really good. Probably the most shocking thing is how quick it is. But other than that, it's nothing crazy. They just resurrected one of the really old popular VW names, and this gives you a reason to buy an EV over just wanting to buy an EV. It's like, that's a unique car that I want, and I don't care that it's an EV. But it also has the benefits of an EV of being very efficient, and it's quick. So I really enjoy it. And, you know, one of the issues that I pointed out earlier seems to have fixed itself. That's why I don't like to point out some of those things that aren't quite right with the car, because it could be a one-off thing. But I've tested it on another ID Buzz and the windows weren't shutting. So I don't know. Maybe that's not as big of a deal as I'm talking about. If you own one of these, put a comment below if your rear windows seem to work fine. But again, it's a new car. I'm sure the dealership will help you make that right. If you need a car that's going to be for road trips, I don't know that this is the vehicle dealing with the public charging and not getting a ton of range. I don't know if you're going to want that. But if you need something for around town, it's really hard to beat this, plus the incentives that the dealerships are having. I think you could probably get a pretty good deal on it. Now, the other car you may be wondering about is the Porsche Taycan. The prices on those have absolutely crashed. So check this video out right here. It's a Taycan Turbo Cross Turismo, a wagon, another really cool EV I reviewed here. Check that video out. And again, thank you Drift for sponsoring this video. Links in description.